Yo, what is going on YouTube? Welcome to episode 1 of our Netflix exclusive kind of like series we got going on. If you haven't seen any of our videos before, first of all, we are posting a ton of anime content, so if you want to go check that out, feel free. The summer season is popping. It is absolutely insane. There is so much anime out right now, it's like record breaking. It's historic. It is the greatest time in anime history, and we're trying to like talk about absolutely everything because we're degenerates, we're passionate, and we are obsessed. That is the most important thing. We are absolutely obsessed. So we kind of decided, by the way, we have an anime podcast. Episodes drop every Tuesday. We physically cannot talk about all of these different animes. So what we decided, we're gonna have a separate little thing where we're gonna talk about the Netflix exclusives because they are absolutely red hot this season. So this is episode 1 to that. So if you guys want to go check out the normal podcast, go check out the channel. We have a bunch of other anime content and manga and manhwa content, which we are looking to expand on and do more about because it's hitting. It's absolute hitting. But Netflix is bodying in the summer season. First of all, we have Sakamoto Days. Just dropped episode 1, which was phenomenal. It was flawless. Season 1 was kind of just like, kind of like judged because the fighting wasn't as fluid as it is in the manga. But season 2 looks absolutely incredible. It looks so good. And I mean, I am just beyond excited. Episode 1 completely delivered. I cannot wait to like just dive in and talk about it. Fragrant flower blooms with dignity. Probably the most anticipated romance anime of the past couple of years. It's dropping. It's phenomenal, and it is just covered in controversy because Netflix, are they fucking it up? Are they? I saw that someone said that they were absolutely ruining the series. I cannot wait to get in and talk about it because first of all, the first 2 episodes were phenomenal. They're really good, and I just can't wait to talk about that. But also, I think Netflix didn't necessarily ruin it, but low-key kind of helped it. We'll get into it. And then, of course, the, greatest mindfuck of this year, the summer Hikaru died. I mean, bro, what an absolute thriller mystery. It was absolutely incredible, and it is just getting more and more insane. So I'd say we got to jump right into Sakamoto Days to start this off.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Dude, it looked so good. Here's what I'm really excited about season 2, is that we have the Sakamoto gang, right? We absolutely love them. They're really cool, and it looks like they're getting power-ups to start off the season. I mean, bro, Shin, what was that? What, he can see the future
Yeah.
now? I did, like, oh, dude, that completely blew me away, because that's something that kept getting brought up, is that he goes to read someone's mind, and then they're like, oh yeah, well, they're good enough to where they can either, like, keep their mind, blank, where they're not really thinking about anything, or they're focusing on something else instead of, like, dictating what they're gonna be doing. So he's kind of been, like, trapped and kind of stonewalled, and now he's like, yeah, no, by the way, I can just see the future. So think about whatever the fuck you want, like, doesn't bother me. I was like, yo, what a start. Episode 1? I'm like, I'm all for it.
Dude, they definitely hit the ground running. And like season 1 was a little more slice of life-ish, kind of
Mm-hmm.
introducing us to the gang, meeting Lu, Shin, Nagamo, some of the other like main characters.
Yeah.
Episode 1 for season 2, I guess this is season 2, kind
Yeah.
of just hit off with a bang. And as a manga reader, yeah, typical. Shin feels like almost the main character. This was like an amazing foreshadowing for like what happens in the future. And I kind of wish he would like train with Sakamoto because like he could obviously elevate Shin's abilities and like
Mm-hmm.
help hone him. But Shin does it on his own. We've seen that with the invisible kind of like assassin from season 1. And now we see it with these death row inmates. And he definitely got a power up, your typical shonen like life and death situation. And he locks the fuck in. But you're right. The first time he tries to read his mind, it's all like bloodlust. And all he's thinking about is killing these two,
Yeah.
people who he perceives to be below them. And as soon as the shit hits the fan and Lou kind of like takes a tough shot, Shin locks in. It kind of hits his whatever you want to call it, his ultra instinct, reading the future, no look, blocking attacks, very, very sick. And like part of me loves Shin the most just because he's like he has the potential, but he's not quite there yet. So like you kind of want to see him grow in his journey. I feel like season 2 is gonna kind of push us forward and take those next couple steps. So very excited. Episode 1 definitely delivered.
Oh, that's what's actually funny that like you bring up that I completely thought about in this episode. They said that he's like a B rank or I forget like no it was D like or something like that. Like they said that he was like fodder. They're like, bro, you're nothing. I forgot Sakamoto was B. I'm like, bro, like low key. Now that we kind of think about it, like it's kind of true. Like we kind of thought he was like a beast and a badass because he used to roll with Sakamoto, but it seems like Sakamoto kind of carried him back in the old days. Because like I said, every time he goes to fight, when he's against someone who's actually like somewhat competent, he can't read their minds. I'm like, that kind of makes sense. And like I thought the same thing. I'd love for him to train with Sakamoto, but like because of who Sakamoto is and because like he's such a fanboy of Sakamoto, would Sakamoto really help him or kind of hold him back? I feel like the first time we've seen kind of Shin like on his own with Lou, they're in this life or death situation. Sakamoto's not there to protect them. we kind of saw that, leveling up, that little bit of taking the next step. And I feel like him on his own is where he's going to see the most growth. And I think Sakamoto knows that because he was kind of talking with the sniper guy, in this episode. And I think Sakamoto, like, he kind of like referenced it where he's like, he's got a lot of potential, but he needs some more life or death combat. You know what I mean? He needs more experience. So, like, I'm really excited to kind of see him because, like just have his own fights and kind of like see where he can go. You know what I mean?
Really good point. And I feel like having the foresight of reading the manga, like that's a huge part of it. Like Shin needs more experience, and you're totally right. He did carry him back in the day, which is kind of like unspoken but known, like
Yeah.
within the story. But like the whole plot of Sakamoto Days, I feel like is Shin kind of like, climbing the ladder, getting to that point of like an S rank. And the whole ranking thing was hysterical. Nagamo shows up and is like, "Yeah, you're just a B rank." One glass cracks. He's like, "I'm an S rank." And the other cracks. He's like, "No fucking way!" Like the disrespect is crazy. And then Shin feels the same way. He's ranked lower than Liu, which like I don't know. As like a psychic, as an Esper, I feel like that
I was
puts you
surprised.
at
Yeah.
least like a B rank. You know what I mean? That's a
Mhm.
pretty elite ability. But Shin like definitely steps up. I think we'll see more of that this season. Kind of him, like you said, on his own, trying to like learn on his own. Because like once we get his backstory, you kind of see Sakamoto takes him under his wing, but not in the sense to like train him and make him as equally badass as some of the order members, but just to help him grow because he's a lot younger. And in that same sense, he wants him to like kind of find his own way.
Mhm.
And I feel like that's a lot of what the story is. Shin kind of figuring it out. And there's some really cool moments later on that we get with Shin. But I feel like season 2 is just kind of like introducing him to like, all right, you're gonna run into these moments. We saw a little bit in season 1, but he's got to hold his own not only for Sakamoto's family but for Lou too.
That's his thing. It seems like he kind of like scales off of protecting other people. We saw that from like Windbreaker too with some of those characters where it's like, hey, if I'm my own, it is what it is. But like you go against someone I care about, nah, bro, I want to level up and fuck you up. 'Cause that's like the second that dude
Yes.
said it, he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna come for his family, kill his family, and then kill him. And like he's like, yeah, the fuck you ain't. Starts seeing the future, and then just starts no look blocking, and he's like, yo, wait, what the fuck? Like when he went to attack, and then Shin's just like on the other side of the room. I was like, oh, like what is this?
Okay.
Dude, that was so awesome. And like this season 2 just looks so good because you're saying like Shin's your boy, right? And you're like following him. You're like, yo, you just want to see him win. For me, it's Lou. I absolutely love Lou. I think she's so funny, so kind. Like the fact that like she kind of busts Shin's balls, but like, yo, without thinking, without hesitating, she's the one that caught like took the hit of the blast to like help save him, and then she's conked out on the ground. By the way, them being like, oh, I need alcohol, like that's
I was dying.
that's why I love her, bro. She's the absolute best. But what I'm so stoked about is that I heard about this in season 1, and I can talk about it now in season 2 because it's in the teasers and trailers. But someone sent me a manga panel, and they're like, "Yo, dude, Makima's in Sakamoto Days." I'm like, "Wait, no, that she the fuck she's not." Like, what? And they sent me the manga panels, and I was like, "Wait, how?" And now we see that that's like Lou's second form. Like we saw it in the trailer where she has her like awakening too, like Shin just did, and it seems like based off of the teasers and trailers, and also based off of this episode, it's happening in episode 2. So I am so beyond pumped to see Lou just pop the fuck off. Her transformation is about to have, which is about to be sick. That's going to be so amazing, and I feel like season 2 is literally just going to be the fandom dying over Lou and Osaragi. I have seen nothing but Osaragi fucking edits and yeah, in posts since episode 1 dropped. Like the fan club is here and I'm on board. I absolutely love the two to death, and that's the kind of the common theme of I feel like the season is just badass characters. I mean, the Order, what an introduction to them. The old man slicing the car in half because of a fly. Like, bro, like the Order seems so cool, and then Slur's crew. I have a feeling that these death row inmates that he kind of hired are kind of like the fodder to level up Sakamoto's people, Shin, Lou, and everybody else. And then when they realize that, oh wait, we severely underestimated you guys, that's when Slur's real hitters are going to come in, because in the teasers and trailers we saw a bunch of characters which look sick that we have yet to be introduced to. So I'm assuming that they're his kind of crew.
I mean, you are cooking.
Yo, let's
These guys are
go.
definitely like, they're like the hired contractors. Like, all
Yeah.
right, put them to the test, see if they're worth it. Definitely true. Like we do kind of get a power up in a sense that like the experience these battles bring at the same time like makes them better.
Mm-hmm.
But Slur is definitely watching, and the from this episode the Order is also looking for these inmates to kind of counter that. But in the same way, Sakamoto's like, I need to get to them first so I can get more information about Slur, like who hired you, that kind of like detective work.
Yeah.
They don't really know much about Slur, and really the only meeting we've seen from him was season 1, where Shin sees his bloodlust and basically gets cut in half, and then he lets him go, and it was like, holy shit, who is that guy? He's
Yeah.
basically the only character we've seen so far that's on par with Sakamoto. So that's extremely exciting. But also, like, the Order members, I feel like, are kind of understated. We haven't really seen Nagamo in action. Shishiba and Osaragi, everybody loves a goth girl. The Osaragi stands are valid. We love it. But
Absolutely.
like we've
All
seen
on
we've
board.
seen them in, yeah, 100%. We've seen them in action a little bit at the end of season one. So like they got skill. They're
Mhm.
good. They're Order members. They go way back with Sakamoto, and same with Nagamo. So you know they're legit. We haven't gotten too much screen time with them, like in action,
Mhm.
but you know they're legit. And Takamura, basically the first like scene, the first introduction with him, he's a key player. He's a badass. He's insane. He's literally insane, just like kind of crazy,
They
but
literally said
it's
it. They're like,
nice.
he's got no control. He's got no brakes. He's just like he sees, he kills.
Yeah, like all about the bloodlust. He
Mhm.
sees a fly and he's like, all right, let me take out everybody in this truck right now, which like I think makes her a great villain.
Mhm.
So I think 2, 3, 4 weeks from now, people are gonna be like, yo, the Order is sick. I like this guy, like Osaragi, na na
Mhm.
na. I feel like you'll really immerse yourself, or as a viewer, a little bit more in like all the characters, and the story feels like it's coming together a little bit more. And I know this next arc really does like center on that kind of stuff, but it's a little bit more upfront and in your face than season one with like the action and kind of like the different factions, the Order, Sakamoto's gang, and Slur's gang, which I think people will really enjoy.
I will say, it seems like it's going to get absolutely insane because from the teasers and trailers, you literally see an assassin walk into the convenience store and then grab Sakamoto's wife by the throat. And I'm like, bro, no shot that's going to happen and end well. Like, are you kidding me? Like, that's the kind of shit that's going to be happening in this season. It seems like it's going to get, like, serious, and, like, I feel like it's going to be tough for Sakamoto to keep his no killing rule because the enemies are not playing by that rule. You know what I mean? They're out for blood, they're heavy hitters, and it's serious. So I am so stoked to see just how insane this gets. And, of course, too, with, like, everyone kind of powering up in Sakamoto's crew, like, it's gonna get crazy. I mean, Shin, bro, being able to see the future is just so dope. And with Lou, we kind of see like her second form, like where she kind of looks like Makima. But it's like I can't wait to see like her actual power, like how strong she becomes. Because I haven't seen any of that yet. I've just kind of seen like what she kind of looks like. So I'm so stoked for that. Season two, in my opinion, is just gonna feel so good, especially when season one, it was good, but like you said, it felt very slice of life. It was kind of more just building the crew, building the world, introducing everybody, and then of course, it being kind of judged, against pinned against the manga. That doesn't add like a good, feeling to the season. So I feel like season two is really gonna, bring everyone together and be like, yes, this is gonna be a phenomenal fucking series. I mean, again, boys, we got the display in the back. I mean, I'm a fan. I'm all for it. So I cannot wait for Sakamoto Days to drop new seasons for years to come, and I'm just stoked. I'm very very excited for season two. Great start in my opinion.
I totally agree, and it's a slow burn. Like it's a really long running manga. I want to say it has like 200, like high 200s worth of chapters. So like it's a long burn compared to something like Jujutsu Kaisen or
Mm-hmm.
Kaiju. There's a lot more content there, and I think people will really start to dive in and be like, all right, this is like a mainstay. We're hyped for Sakamoto Days. It's still really new and like kind of like you said, season one just like introduced the world and kind of like the key players and our main cast. Season two really opens it up.
Yeah.
The assassination arc or whatever that like conference is really will set the stage and kind of like give you the main players. And I think people are going to be like, all right, I was a little harsh in season one. We're locked in now. I think it'll be really, really sick. And like, of course, it's going to be different than the manga. We've talked about this on the pod and some of our like manga manhwa videos. It's maybe not the same, but it's animated. You know what I mean? You get a little bit different feel. You get different scenes. You get a little bit of extra stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think people will love it. And if you were a little like on the fence about season one, I totally get that. If you were looking for it to deliver a little harder, I get that. Season two will definitely bring that.
And you feel that. I mean, you feel that right out of the get go. You see that with the teasers and the trailers. You see that with episode one. It's like, all right, like we're here. Because not only do we have like some cool like plot kind of twists or progression where we see again Shin leveling up. We see some cool badass fights. But we also see the funny moments. I mean, Osaragi, going backwards on the highway just had me in tears. It was just so funny. Again, the old man cutting the car in half, and I'm just like, God damn it! Because they were worried about Osaragi. It's like, oh yeah, like you might not like. They're assuming that like she wasn't able to stop herself from killing. She's like, no, I'm fine. And then that's when the old man just like sees the fly and is like, yup. Cuts in, everyone's like, get down! And it's just like,
Yeah.
bro, it just has everything. It just checks every box. So season two, Very good start. I'm very excited for it, but I mean, we got to get into Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. So, little controversy with this one. I think I'm gonna kind of defend this. I'm not defending Netflix. Netflix, you fucked up. You're an idiot. I hate you. Not a good start. Not a good start for you trying to get into the anime scene. Like, this is just bad. But like, you probably don't know or not able to watch it. The thing is, they're like, hey guys, it's coming out. This is gonna be great. And then like 2 days before it's supposed to drop, they're like, by the way, only in Japan. So if you're watching it, you either have a VPN and you're, changing it to Japan and going on that Netflix, or, again, you're sailing the seven seas. Either or, it works. But yeah, boys. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. But like, it's really really good, and the reason why I don't think they're necessarily ruining it is because of this. It's getting a lot of talk because of that. Because people are pissed. They're like, what the fuck? That's getting the content to stir, and then people are like, wait, what are people talking about? Like, what anime are they not able to watch? Oh, Fragrant Flowers. Well, what's that about? Then they see the clips, they see people talking about it. I'm like, oh, I want to watch that, but now you gotta wait. So I feel like it's being talked about way more than Blue Box. You know what I mean? That's another really good romance anime that I feel like was solid. People liked, but wasn't talked about nearly as much. And also, the season's stacked. So if you're pirating it or you're watching it on the VPN and switching it to Japanese Netflix, you're able to watch it. But like, it's kind of nice that it's going to be at the later part of the season because now it's not competing with just 50 million goddamn top tier grade A animes. You know what I mean? It's going to be, posted and available at a time where things kind of slow down a bit. So I feel like even though Netflix fucked up, don't do this again. Shame on you. It kind of has like a silver lining where it kind of, yeah, exactly. Sons of bitches. But we're still upset, dude. I'm still pissed. You're fucking lucky. But but it's
I'll still watch though.
Yeah, it's great watch. I mean, we're watching. We're gonna talk about it. So if you haven't seen it, you might want to skip to the end here. But honestly, like I feel like it does have that silver lining, and I feel like it will kind of help the success of it in the long run because true romances like this, where like it's purely focusing just on the romance, they don't get enough attention. They don't get like talked about enough or enough recognition. So the fact that this one's kind of getting a bit more hype into it, a bit more talk circulating it, I'm really excited to see how it does when it actually drops worldwide and everyone has access to it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I feel like, in a way, bad press is still press.
Yeah.
It's got people talking, it's got people looking at it. I think it's an amazing romance. Like, the first 2 episodes are really, really good to get you, like, invested in it. Yeah, if you can't quite pirate it, like, I've tried a couple different things, and, like, sometimes they only have Japanese subs, so, like, it's a little difficult if you want to rock it with this season. But at the same time, you could just wait till September, and it'll be out. But at the same time, like, people are talking about it. They want to watch it for very good reason. And, like, I don't want to hate on Netflix too hard, but at the same time, like, they haven't really done a good job of making it accessible and like communicating the fact that, oh yeah, this is just Japan for the summer. We'll get the English American West, whatever you want to call it, we'll get it in September in the fall. A little facetious, if you will. They kind of lied to us, but at the same time, like, I feel like that's got people seeking it out. And like, if you were interested in this before the season, people are going to like lengths to watch this.
Yeah,
it's awesome, great characters. I do kind of feel like Netflix let us down in a way, it was like a surprise.
I want to hate on them 100% because first of all, here's the thing: if you're watching like Netflix, if you're watching anime on Netflix that's like not a Netflix exclusive, chances are you're more like a casual, right? But you're not like you don't like anime enough, right, to go get Crunchyroll or again Sail the Seven Seas because a lot of diehard anime fans just prefer to do that. But like the thing is that like a lot of the animes they have on there aren't dubbed. I'm pretty sure Togen Anki is on there as well, but it's not dubbed like it is on Crunchyroll. I'm pretty sure it is on Crunchyroll. You know what I mean? So like they're missing a lot of that. Like Vinland Saga when that was dropping was not dubbed. They only had the sub. So they botched the rights with that kind of stuff a lot. I mean, fucking this up is huge. They have multiple problems where like that kind of stuff has been happening with Netflix, and it's like you have such few animes on Netflix. Like the ones you have, don't screw that up. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like
especially like big premiere animes. Like this is a pretty big romance. Like I would say on par with Blue Box, which is like a huge Shonen Jump manga. This is like really hyped up. I kind of wish they would have given it the same treatment and same attention in the sense that like they would just let people watch it. I get like, maybe the dub's not caught up. You could still release the subtitled version, and come up with the dub later. People would still be okay with that, but like I was telling you, I watched the second episode with like Japanese subs. I can't read Japanese, so I'm like, okay, he's asking a question, ends in ka. But what did he ask? I couldn't really tell you, but there's some tension here. So like it's a little difficult, but like you can get the gist of it. I just kind of wish they would have at least dropped the sub.
And again, the not transparency, the lack of communication of just saying like 2 days before, 3 days before the premiere. It's like, bro, I've been seeing like marketing and like hype for this since the end of last year, and you're gonna bring this up now? Like, nah, like you shit the bed on that. You pissed a lot of people
Yeah.
off, and that's a bad look. And like they even kind of came out and like, yeah, like actually, most of the people on our platform is actually watching anime. You know, anime is actually the biggest thing on Netflix right now, and it's like, well, then why are you shitting the bed? You know what I mean? You should be like putting more money towards that, more attention towards that, and take it more serious. Because like it's insane, especially if you're gonna make some of these like top tier like mangas be exclusive to only Netflix. You know what I mean? Like you got to be very careful with
Yes.
that because you're gonna turn the passionate people about it like against you. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm holding a grudge against this one. They have to dig their way out of this hole. You know what I mean? Like they're not on a good side for me. Like this is not like I hated the way they handled it.
And people are not going to hate Fragrant Flower and Sakamoto Days. They're going to hate Netflix for like
Exactly.
gatekeeping it. So
Mm-hmm.
like in a way, like we have our issues with Crunchyroll. We bitched about it. Bring back the comments.
We'll always say that.
Anyway,
Bring back the comment section. Yes, please.
every
Jesus.
week, every week.
It is.
And like Netflix rocks. It has
Mm-hmm.
really good 4K like quality and stuff. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but I just seen the statistic to back up what you were saying. Over 50% of Netflix users, over half the fucking millions of people who have Netflix have watched multiple episodes of anime.
Mm-hmm.
So not only is the interest there, but it's in like scale. There's millions of people trying to watch anime on Netflix. Like you said, if you're more casual and like it's just a platform you use to watch stuff, maybe you don't have Crunchyroll and that's fine. But as if I'm Netflix, that's a responsibility I have to kind of uphold maybe one of the like pillars of what makes Netflix so popular with people. You have a lot of really good premieres and animes that are exclusive to Netflix, so let people watch it, especially like a romance, which I will say doesn't, maybe like you said, doesn't get the recognition or the hype
Mm-hmm.
that a shonen will get, but is still just as satisfying and fun to watch. So like let people watch it. I feel like it was kind of gatekeepy. Maybe the subs and dubs aren't done. That's fine, but like you could still delay it a little bit and still give us the ability to watch it this season as it was premiered.
Yeah, and as it was advertised, the way that you guys have been saying it for the past several months, you know what I mean? That's where it's like
Yes.
it's pretty bad. And here's the thing too, I saw something like, oh yeah, when they saw that stat, they're like, yeah, Netflix is gonna take over Crunchyroll. I'm like, the fuck it ain't, because you know what?
Nah.
It's not even the second best. Like Crunchyroll's got a deep library, of course. It's all about anime. You know what I mean? Like it's the number one, right? Hulu's got a better library than Netflix. Netflix's like anime library blows. Like it's not good. They don't even have the top tier, the casual anime. There's so many animes that like aren't on there. I'm pretty sure Chainsaw Man's not even on there. Like there's so many that like Netflix is missing out on. And Hulu, I think the platform doesn't like perform well, but it's like you have a lot of the top tier animes, you have a bunch of sleepers, and your exclusives fucking slap, and you have no problems with them. Like Hulu's number two in my opinion. Like Netflix, if you want to like be taken serious about this and like actually like go somewhere with anime and actually like make some more money, because Netflix has been kind of like struggling over the past couple of years. They've been adding stuff to it, like ads and stuff, and it's like, dude, like this is your opportunity. You have the stats to say that people are on there watching it. Like, actually fill up that library and then execute on your exclusives, because botching your exclusives is not a good look, especially when again you're not even like the second best platform. Like Hulu's got you beat by a lot. If you check out Hulu's catalog, you're gonna be surprised. Like it's deep.
Yeah, and a big point I have, as somebody who's not, brutally wealthy, I know that's shocking to you. Nah, I'll just kidding. But like, Netflix is like $25 a month if you get, no ads, you get the 4K stuff, which, is good for stuff like Squid Game and whatever, like K dramas, everybody's watching. Exposed. Nah, but like on a serious note, like it's $25 a month. For Crunchyroll, it's roughly the same for a 3-month window. So basically a whole season of anime is $25 versus 1 month
Yeah.
for $25. I think you owe it to your viewers, especially now that you can't just like, I can't give you my Netflix and be like, all right, yeah, we'll watch this together for the month. I'll split it, whatever. It's a little expensive for what you're providing versus Crunchyroll and Hulu. And Hulu, you don't need like the full, whatever it is, like $60, $80 like package to watch their shows.
Yeah.
So I think that's another benefit that kind of makes Hulu more accessible. You could just watch their shows for like a much cheaper price than $25 a month. And again, I love Netflix. I watch a lot of stuff on there. But if you're exactly right, if you want to be like kind of a mainstay in anime, like one of the top 3, you got to make it a little more accessible and commit a little bit more to it. Because if half your viewers are watching it, it's obviously one of the main points of why people are watching Netflix or using Netflix every month.
Yeah, and worth investing in. Like, you have the proof that it's like, hey, it's like
Yes.
financially smart to invest in this. And I'm gonna say this, and then we're gonna get into the actual, series itself because we kind of went on a bit of a tangent of fuck Netflix. Like, that's whoops. You know what I mean? We kind of went on a little too long about that instead of the actual anime itself. I will say this too: Hulu's the one making the smart moves where they're working with High Dive. Hulu actually has to deal with High Dive where they're kind of like getting their exclusives. Hulu's doing it right. Like I said, their catalog's pretty solid, their exclusives hit, and they're also working with High Dive where like, hey, your site's not being looked at all that much. If you want some of your exclusives to do well, let us have some of the later seasons. Oshinoko season 1's on there, Eminence in the Shadows both seasons are on there, Dark Gathering's on there. There's a whole bunch, you know what I mean? So like, Hulu's making the smart moves when it comes to anime. You want to see Netflix follow in that and then also surpass them. Because Netflix could do some dope shit, but they are absolutely fumbling. But let's get right into it. I am loving this anime. It is so goddamn wholesome. It's so funny. I was telling you, I was like, this anime is so good. It's so enjoyable, so sweet. Everyone's like freaking out over the main female. But I'm like, bro, Rentaro's mom. Like, bro, she's got my heart. Are you kidding me?
A man of culture right there. We're chasing the hot MC moms. That's a man of culture right there.
Yeah,
Continue.
Exactly. But so far, I feel like the story itself is really good. I like the idea of it. I like how it's Windbreaker, but the romance side of it instead of the fighting side. You have the delinquent at the delinquent school, and he's kind of got like sort of the same, not the same backstory, but the same feeling, right? The same problems as Sakura for Windbreaker. But I feel like it's really cool. I like the dynamic of the two schools next to each other. They got beef, and these two students end up meeting each other. And I just love the interactions, and I love like the story, and I'm really interested to see where it goes because it's kind of tough to kind of figure out because there's no like clear pathway of like here's how the season's gonna progress. You know what I mean? So like there's still like a lot of mystery to it, and it's like, dude, this is solid.
Yeah, absolutely. And you make a good point. Like, you don't really know where it's going.
Mm-hmm.
As like a romance, you want that mystery and like that kind of, ability to hide where the story's going. And they set it up really well with the whole like delinquent kind of like clown dudes who, it was kind of me in high school. And then like this preppy elite girls school with like, they're all like prestigious and everything, and they're right next to each other door to door. And that tension makes for an outstanding like kind of vibe and story. I think people are really into it, with all the whole Netflix thing aside.
Yeah.
But it's super easy to get into, especially like once you like dive into it. The first episode you get, like this tough, very Sakura-esque character, Rentaro, and then, he's like this big, jack, tall, 16-year-old, like blonde hair. He's got piercings and stuff. But then he like helps pick up shifts at his parents' cake shop.
Yeah.
Which like, if you've been to Japan, like cake and sweet shops are like a big deal. It's like similar to going to like Starbucks and a cafe here. Like that's where people go to hang out after school, after work or whatever, and our female lead, she loves the family cake shop. She's like, yeah, I've seen you here. Like, bro, I know you. Like, I've seen you here before. My man is like, she's seen me. She noticed me here. Like, he's like messed up about it. And then you get to, you work through that, and you get the scene with like the two clowns who are like pestering her, who are clearly afraid of Rentaro.
Those guys pissed me the fuck off. So first of all,
so annoying.
I love how his mom and her have like this like friendship. It's the funniest, sweetest thing. She's like, she's like, bro, like she's here all the time. She's a regular, and like they're like close and shit. And she's like, you fucking hurt her, I'll kill you. You know what I mean? That's what I love about his mom.
She's like, if you scare her away, I'll just win her back with our cakes because she loves our food. And I'm like, that's a good mom right there. Keep her around with the food.
I know, right? Bro, their interactions are the absolute best. But those two fucking guys pissed me off because all they do is like intimidate other people and talk mad shit on him. Like, oh yeah, where is he? You know what I mean? We're gonna come find him. We're gonna intimidate the people around him. And then he pulls up and like, oh my god, Rentaro, please don't hurt us. So you guys are fucking pussies.
He's just chilling, like, with his back against the wall, listening to the conversation, and as soon as he gets tough, he's like, all right, let me pull up, and they're like, oh my god, it's Rentaro. Like, they're not about that action at all.
Dude, they're so annoying. I want Rentaro to beat the absolute shit out of them, because they are just so obnoxious. Like I said, like, harassing the people in his life, talking mad smack, thinking they're all tough and all cool, like, oh yeah, like, where is he? You better not be around him, because that guy's a bum. And then he pulls up, and you're like, oh my god, Rentaro, sorry.
Yes, dude.
Please don't hurt us. And it's like, dude, you guys are such losers. I can't stand it, bro.
Which little stuff like that, for me, really hypes up that first fight scene where Rentaro's got to lay it down and be like, all right, this is why I got a reputation. Like, starts beating on somebody.
I don't know.
I hope so. I think he will at least once. It might scare the female MC, but, like, he's got to hold it down and, like, protect his reputation. At some point, I think people are gonna like step to him, or he's gonna have to defend her or the family in a way that like he's got to show out,
Well,
and then everybody will be like, oh,
his,
Rintaro's that guy.
his reputation's like fake though. Because like that's his whole thing where everyone looks at him and thinks he's a delinquent and thinks he's like this piece of shit, and he's like I'm not. He's like I don't think he fights people. I think it's just literally his look that gives people that impression. So I don't know if he will fight because I mean in that circumstance he blocked the shot and like hit his head against the wall. He never swung back. You know what I mean? That's what I'm like wondering. Like, will he kind of like do that, and like how would that affect him too? Because I feel like that would like make him the thing that everyone says he is. You know what I mean? I feel like that'd be like the worst thing in the world for him. So it's like, is that a thing that happens? I have no idea. I've read the
Dude,
manga.
I'm betting on it just because like he'll have that instance where like he has to like unload or like let loose to like not necessarily protect his reputation, but like hold it down, protect somebody. Probably the female MC,
Yeah.
and then he'll feel really guilty about it and be like, yeah, I'm not a piece of shit, but when it comes down to business, I gotta hold it down. So I
Yeah.
think we will get one scene like that in the first season, but yeah, it'll mostly focus on like their romance and their dynamic. But I do expect like one scene where he's like, all right,
Well,
it's time to protect the reputation.
we low key did get the scene when he hit himself. I mean, that was fucking insane, bro. It was just straight up
No.
bleeding.
Oh my god. Yo, a totally random off note memory.
Uh-huh.
Our guitar, you ever have lessons with Mike back in the day?
Yeah.
So we had the same teacher, great dude. I remember he told me one time, he's like, yeah, I wanted to see if I could take a punch, and I punched myself as hard as I could square in the face, and I broke my nose. And my parents were like, what the fuck is wrong with you? That was the whole thing I could think about. The only thing I could think about the whole time watching that. Like, dude just like not only socked himself, but like did some serious damage.
Like he had to have like broken his nose because it was like bleeding like pretty bad. And his mom was like, "Dude, what the fuck did you just do?"
So good.
And he's like, "Thank you, mom." And it's just like you're welcome.
Heals himself like, yes, I needed that. Like I've been too judgmental.
Yeah, it's like you're welcome. Like you want to go to the hospital or something? Like Jesus Christ.
Hey, do I need to take you to the ER now?
Bro, it's absolutely insane. But that was such an incredible moment too, not just funny as fuck, but just really like insane because like he, that was the moment he realized that like, oh shit, the way that I hated people, looked at me and judged me, I did that to somebody else. And like that's fucked. And like when you have that like moment of realization, it's just like it changes everything. So that was such a cool, turning point or a little bit of growth for our boy instantly, like on episode 2 already. So
yes, dude.
and I wonder if that's gonna make it where like he kind of like stops caring because like he showed up to her school early. That's before anyone pulled up. But like, are we gonna kind of see him interact with her more at school and like not give a fuck now, or is that something they're kind of be like, hey, we should like hang out away from school? Because even she kind of realized that, hey, I didn't realize the tension between our schools were that bad. You know what I mean? Like maybe that's my bad. Because she did kind of start a pretty big fight by waiting outside of his school.
I think you're exactly right. I think it'll reach a point like maybe they'll try and keep it outside of school, but you know how romances go.
Yeah.
People from school see you outside hanging out together. You run into people downtown. It's like, oh, what the fuck are you two doing together?
Mm-hmm.
But in the same breath, like I think they'll grow to a point where it's like we don't care, like we like each other, we're friends, whatever that dynamic becomes.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be like, yeah, I don't care. Like school is school. You can hate it. We don't have to. And I think that'll kind of like build tension to a point where it's like, all right, if you got a problem with it, like step up to Rintaro, the bull everybody is scared of. And then whether they fight or not, I think remains to be seen. Which like I'm definitely with you. I don't think he wants to scare the female MC, but at the same time he'll be like if you got a problem with it, you gotta like come correct.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited for that. No matter what that moment turns out to be, I think the tension will be beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, it's been incredible so far. So again, I don't know like what the future of this season holds, but I got faith. You guys take the wheel. I trust you guys. You got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna relax, and I'm gonna enjoy it each and every fucking Sunday. Because that's such a good Sunday anime too. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Just before the week starts, just relax, hang out, feel lonely as fuck, and then start your goddamn week.
Casual Weebs loves a good Sunday romance. Sets you up for the week. Feel a little bit lonely, but locks you in. There's a hope. There's hope. If Rintaro can do it, I can do it too.
Oh, absolutely. But we got to talk about the absolute mindfuck of an anime this season. the summer Hikaru died. Bro, what is up with the goddamn hentai scene where I was throwing my remote at
Let's
the
just
TV?
get it out of the way.
Yeah,
Let's
we
get it
gotta
out of the
just bring it
way.
up. Bro was just like, dude, it's not like what was happening, it was the noise. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where like if you turn off the picture and just listen, it's just so goddamn bad. Like the noises that they were making, I was like, bro, like, I gotta, someone fucking walks in, how do I explain this? He's got his fist in him.
Can't.
You know what I mean? And they're fucking both moaning, and I'm like, bro, like, no, like, it's a horror. It's supposed to be like a mystery thriller. It's like...
And hold up, fist me real quick. Go in my chest real quick.
He's like, go
that
higher.
It was crazy.
And he's yeah. And I'm like, dude, go.
I've never felt this before. It's like, yeah, neither have I, bro. Like, you're not human. That's strange. And then he's like, oh, it feels like marinated chicken. I've marinated chicken, bro. I don't think that's what the inside of this feels like. I would just be honest with you.
Yeah, and like he was enjoying it too, and I'm like, bro, like this is so like offbeat. Like, what is happening? Can you imagine if someone walked in on them in the anime and just like opened up the locker and was just like, what the fuck?
What is he doing? He's fisting his chest. Like, yo, what the fuck? And then he like, the MC immediately like recoils and he's like, tries to be like embarrassed about it. Like, bro, nah, you were digging deep.
Well, he must got like consumed. It seemed like from him. Like, it seemed like Hikaru was consumed.
It's like, oh, he's playing a joke on him. That was not a joke. He was definitely about to like pull him in and eat him.
Well, dude, because they're like both like very possessive. Like our MC's kind of like he's kind of said like, hey, like, you know what, like I get you're imitating my friend and like he's dead and shit, but like, don't you dare leave. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, like, okay.
Yes.
Like he seems like very aggressive with that, and Hikaru's the same way. Where they're in the woods and like there was that spirit, that weird ass fucking spirit. Yeah. Thank God I watched that at night. That didn't fucking creep me the fuck out. Yeah, I gotta watch this anime during the day. Jesus. He just at the end was just like, hey, don't you dare look at them again. I'm like, you both are like the most possessive petty bitches I've ever met. Like, this is insane.
Dude, the like duality of that situation is so worth watching. Like in the first episode, he's like, hey, don't ever leave again. Like, make sure you never leave me. And Hikaru's like, oh yeah, for sure. And the second episode, yeah, he's looking at this crazy like Slender Man figure, and he's like, yeah, well, he was gonna consume you because you looked at him, so don't ever take your eyes off me. It's like, oh my god, this is like a strange potentially abusive relationship. Do these boys know what they're getting into?
Absolutely.
Not boys. Boy alien spirit thing, you know? Do we know what we're doing here?
Dude, and then like he ate the thing. Like that was insane. And what he said afterwards was insane too, because he kind of realized he like the MC like wasn't gonna leave him, like betray him. He's like, thank God, so I don't have to like kill you. Like he keeps like going back to like, oh, I might have to kill this guy, but like he doesn't want to because he loves him. And I'm just like, bro, this is the most like weird, backhanded, toxic, like craziest like relationship ever. But like I'm kind of all for it. Like I thought this was gonna be like a cool mystery thriller that was just like, oh, like what the fuck. But like it's kind of also like the weirdest, craziest, like most dramatic romance anime. That came out of
Thank
nowhere.
you. Like, yo, intense, like creepy. It's not even like horror. It's just like creepy and like very tense. And then, you know, on the side we got a little boys love action. It's like, you know what? I'm kind of here for it. It's like the whole this the creepy aspect of it is done incredibly well by Psy Games. Shout out Kagurabachi. It's gonna be great.
Oh, it's
every
gonna be
week,
amazing.
you know. Or like the environment they capture and like, you know, some of the side characters, like the older people, you know, the old lady who gets killed, and like the other people in episode 2 that are worried about, oh, I'm next, like he's coming for me next. Like that vibe is so creepy, and they do that so well. But then at the same time, they're like, all right, on the back burner, we're gonna have like a little romance. We're gonna sprinkle in a little boys love action, and you're like, yo, like I'm invested in this because they were friends, but now it's a little bit more than that. But also, Hikaru's like an alien ghost creature thing.
Well, it's about to get even crazier because like multiple things are happening right now. It's absolutely insane. First of all, Hikaru absolutely just switched up and changed his mind. He was imitating like Hikaru perfectly this entire time, and like, it was actually a surprise that the MC could guess it. Now he's going off script. Now he's like, because Hikaru hated horror things, and now he's like, yeah, oh, we're doing like a what is that, like a walk of faith? Did they call it?
Yes.
Yeah, and he's like, wait, I thought you hate horror. And he's like, no, I changed my mind. I actually like it now. Like right? And he's like, yep. And it's like, dude, like you're like not acting like him anymore. You're gonna like make it obvious that investigators in town now. He knows that like Hikaru went into the woods and they found that bag that belonged to his dad with that weird little like thing in it, and like yeah, it descended the mountain. By the way, everyone knows about the spirits and about whatever Hikaru might be. Like that housewife. Dude, she knows so much shit. She's like, oh, I'm just a housewife that knows a little bit. It's like, a little bit? Like, you fucking know everything, it seems like. Like, are you kidding me? and then gives our MC her card, like, hey, here's my contact information, like her number, like if you ever like know anything or figure anything out. But she even knows, she's like, you're with it, aren't you? And he's just like, so like I feel like shit's about to hit the fan because they're about to know that whatever descended the mountain is Hikaru, and they're gonna be hunting him.
Yeah, which will make for a crazy dynamic with our
Mm-hmm.
MC. But he like walks out of the store, he's like grabbing his bike, and she's like, "You mess around too long, you're gonna get mixed." He's like, excuse me, the fuck? Yeah, you've been messing around with whatever's up on the mountain. It's like, who the fuck are you? Oh, I'm a regular housewife. I'm nobody.
Yeah.
But here's my card in case you get confused because what you're doing is crazy. I was like, yo, who is this character? I hope she comes back around and is like, kind of like one of those side characters that, like helps progress our MC. But you're exactly right. Like with the detective in town
Mm-hmm.
and the, I guess kind of mania behind like the murder.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of these older folks are extremely scared. Everything I think between episode 3 and 4 is really going to start scaling up. Like the hunt for Hikaru, especially because they found that bag, is going to be off the charts. So that's going to make for a crazy dynamic and like maybe a hiding situation. He's enjoying going to school and like it's the first time he's seen XYZ.
Yeah.
So Hikaru doesn't want to go back to the mountain or hide or any of that. So that'll make for a really great dynamic, I think.
Especially
moving
because
forward.
our lovers are definitely going to have some problems. Because Hikaru keeps bringing up that, like, hey, I might have to kill this guy. But I guess I don't have to, because he seems like he's really into me, too. Like, he seems like he wants me
Really
around.
cute,
Yeah, and he
Can't
won't
kill
say
him, he's
anything.
too cute.
But the problem is, though, is that if he starts getting hunted, he's going to get fucking, like, real anxious, really on edge. And then he's going to see that, our MC's got that number in his phone about someone who knows a little too much about him. That seems like something that might cause a problem. That might get our MC
Very good
killed.
point.
You know what I mean? I feel like that is going to be something that causes a huge tension between the two. You know what I mean? And I feel like instead of like him being hunted, like kind of like bring them together and he kind of like hides them and shit, it's going to actually put a huge rift between them and cause a lot of problems, which is just going to make this just even more dramatic and even more just all over the place.
Really, really good take. I didn't think of that. I think you might be right though. That's kind of fire.
Oh, I
But at
know
the same
possessive
time,
people. Yeah, I know some crazies, so I know how Hikaru is going to react. Don't worry.
yeah, that's valid. We've all been there. We've all dated somebody like that.
Ozuragi's my type. Like, I know these people.
Yo, so good. I think you're definitely right. Like, there'll be incredible tension in like these awkward situations where they got to maneuver in silence and kind of work out like their tension, but also not get killed. You know what I mean? Or, as this lady says, get mixed up with this alien ghost creature thing that Hikaru's become.
Thank God he didn't fist them or anything. That would really cause a problem with getting mixed up or anything. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Thank God he didn't stick his fist in his chest. They had a moment. Thank God that hasn't happened.
Bro, and then he like brought it up to like his head. I was like, dude, what is going on? Like, that's crazy. But it also kind of like brings up a little bit about Hikaru, because he's like, I never felt like warmth before. It seems like there's a lot of things that like Hikaru's like experiencing the first time that's kind of creating him, or like forcing him to kind of like, again, break that character where he's not imitating anymore. He's kind of like, I want to go and explore this world that I'm now like able to be a part of. You know what I mean? Which is again causing a little bit of problems because curiosity kills the cat, or in this particular instance, maybe Hikaru.
Yeah, right. And like the people know about him, and I think the more Hikaru's around and in town, and everybody's mentioned how like goofy this like little podunk town is. Like, I don't really want to go there. The detective even says that.
Yeah.
Like everybody knows about the spirit on the mountain or whatever it is. I think it's going to start popping off really quick, which I think makes for an incredibly exciting season. And I think with Togen Anki or Anki, however you say it, this and The Summer Hikaru Died are the two animes that I would be like, yeah, check that out. That's kind of a sleeper. Like, they're popular, but they're a sleeper in the sense that not many people are talking about with how stacked the season is. I would be diving into this right now because you get the payoff of the whole season. It's going to be extremely exciting, tense, anxious, and you'll get the development of not only the characters but the story.
Yeah, and it's, in my opinion, a little crazy too that everyone knows about the spirits and about Hikaru. Like, that's insane. Like, anybody that he like brings up or interacts with is like, oh yeah, you know about the thing in the woods, like on the mountain. It's like, how do all
and
of
that
you?
kid?
Yeah, and like the housewife again, could see like the fog movie. Like, how can you all see this shit? Usually with these kind of like, animation genres, it's like a mystery, and like no one really knows about it. Everyone's like, oh, what's going on? But everyone seems to be a fucking expert in this anime. You know what I mean? Everyone seems to have a little couple cents to put into the pot. It's like, dude, it's insane. Like, something's definitely up with this town, and I cannot wait to get into the lore of the town more, about why it's so fucking crazy and creepy, and why everyone knows all about it. You know what I mean?
Such a good point. Hopefully, like, episode 3 and 4 build that tension before we kind of get into, like, the backstory of the town, but I definitely think we'll get that, which will be, like, really exciting, because, like, it'll set the stage for, like, all right, how's this season going to end? Which we have no idea. It's pretty unpredictable at this moment, but I think that'll kind of set us up, and that'll be really exciting.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be one hell of a season. Again, everything this summer season is just absolutely insane.
Oh,
It's all hitting. Like you were talking about sleepers, my sleeper have to be Secrets of the Silent Witch. I just saw that the episode 2 or episode 1 actually, again, ranked very high. It ended up, I think One Piece had the number 1 of the week. Taka Piece Original Sin had number 2. And then Secrets of the Silent Witch had the number 3 highest ranked for last week over Lord of the
wow.
Mysteries. So Lord of the Mysteries is a phenomenal anime with some of the best animation that's like very popular, but there's some sleepers that are just, getting in a couple episodes above it, which is absolutely insane. Again, another anime with phenomenal. It's the common thread of the summer season. They all have insane art, animation, and great stories with insane characters. So if you see something that seems kind of interesting that's dropping this season, just watch it. It's so easy to say just watch it. Chances are it's fucking
Can't
phenomenal.
miss.
Yeah,
Can't miss.
the season it's not like it. Like, I can't even say. I'm at a loss of words. I really am. Like it doesn't make sense the season we're having right now.
Like middle school Blake used to pray for days like these. We had Naruto, and maybe you'd catch an episode of Bleach before bedtime, on a school night.
Yeah.
And now we just have everything at our fingertips. All these amazing premieres, these mainstays that are like coming out with movies and stuff. Like you could literally just throw at a dartboard and watch an amazing anime this season. It's as good as it's ever been.
Like it's funny because we actually, again, if you want to check out the channel, have a series where we talk about sleeper animes, and these sleeper animes are also from like several years ago. That ones we brought up have only one season. So like, dude, like how did like no one like catch this? Because the animation's incredible, the art, like Witchcraft Works. Witchcraft Works was beyond insane. It's like, dude, how do people miss this? I feel like a common thread we're gonna have now, or a common problem, is that a lot of people are gonna miss a lot of these animes because there's just so many of them. It's hard to like watch everything, and everything is just so
True.
good. So I guess that's a great problem to have because we're always going to have something to binge. But
Yes.
anyways, this season has been phenomenal so far. Again, this is going to be a new thing that we kind of drop. Not every week, but probably most weeks. Because Netflix does have some hitters. I mean, the summer season is incredible. And we're going to try to talk about absolutely everything. So we hope you guys enjoyed. We hope you guys are having a phenomenal week. And we hope you guys are loving all of this insane anime. Let's know in the comments down below, out of these 3, which one's your favorite? Honestly, for me, I gotta say Sakamoto Days. It's just, and that's tough because
Ooh, yeah.
I love romance anime, and Fragrant Flowers is bodying. It probably is gonna switch to Fragrant Flowers as the season progresses. But what's been your favorite so far out of the 3?
I feel like I'm a little biased just because I've read the manga, but Sakamoto Days, and I didn't read this arc. I picked up kind of like way later, but like seeing Shin get these power ups, and obviously a little bit of a Shin, kind of a major Shin fanboy. I'm excited to see like where this arc goes and kind of how the order fits in and everything. I think, if you had issues or qualms about season 1, check out season 2, and I think you'll be at ease. I think you'll be enjoying it.
Yeah, and regardless, again, all 3 hit. We look forward to all 3 each and every week. So again, hope you guys are enjoying, and if you guys want, more anime content, check out the channel. We got a whole bunch of stuff. But anyways, guys, hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and
Peace.